Hey, what's up, y'all? So hopefully you're having a rad Saturday, a sexy Saturday. I'm going to rap about 10 mosquito repelling plants to keep you safe this summer. As you know, Buddy deals with fleas, and we've got a lot of mosquitoes out here. So I saw this article, and I thought it'd be a good article to learn from. What do you think? You kissies? You kissies? Say hi. So, we're just gonna go ahead and start reading, and I haven't read this article, but I think this is perfect for the Florida environment because we don't spray anything around here, and we've tried a lot of different things, and so I think the best way to combat this is with certain plants. So let's go ahead and get started. So it says, the 10 mosquito repelling plants to keep you safe this summer. So before I get going, I want to get like 3 or 4 of these at our nursery and then plant them. And then so, I won't have any mosquitoes, and hopefully they'll work against fleas too. Hi, Karen. Hi, Rebecca. Hello, Crystal. Hi, Catherine. Listen, when I rub Buddy's ears, you hear him? Listen. He'll start like, it's like cooing. Look at, it's like a snore. You hear that? So Lana is on day 2 of her water fast, and she's with her father at the market. And so it's just Buddy and I playing. So let's get started, okay? So it says, did you know that only female mosquitoes bite? It says, let that sink in for a second. As much as we all get eaten alive each summer by pesky mosquito bites, we are all only facing the wrath of females. I didn't know that. I didn't know that only females mosquito bite. So none of us have ever gotten bitten by a male mosquito. Here, come lay down. Lay down. Lay down. I don't like it when he's out here because it's mainly the fleas that get him when he's outside. When we first got here in October, he would lay in the sand and he never had any fleas, and that lasted maybe 4 days, and the fleas ate him up. It looked like he had doggy leprosy. So anyways, let's continue. So only female mosquitoes bite. So it says, can you imagine how many mosquitoes there actually are? It says, well, each summer, my poor little boy gets bitten a ridiculous amount by mosquitoes. It says, I've tried the natural approaches. I've tried the big nasty chemicals, which we don't use. I've been taking him to the doctor in hopes of finding a solution. And before I start, this is written by lifeinbackyard.com. So you can check that out on the website. So it says, but unfortunately, there isn't one, or so I've been told. It says, that is until I started doing research and realized I could fill my yard with plants that would naturally deter these creatures. Super cool. So you could do it with plants rather than getting, store-bought stuff, chemical-bought stuff. I have a natural mosquito repellent I used to use when I was golfing, and it was like $10. A lot of this stuff, you can do, just with natural ingredients, natural plants, and that's what we're going to learn right now. Hi, Tina. Hi, Rebecca. So, Rebecca says the males are larger but don't bite. See, I didn't know that, right? Okay, so let's get going. So it says, so I planted my heart out last year, and much to my surprise, my son didn't get bitten anywhere near what he did last year, which is why I'm going to share these plants with you in hope that you can avoid mosquitoes in your yard this year as well. I remember in Fountain Hills, my grandfather had this big, giant zapper. It was huge. It was like in 1985, and it had this electric zapper so the light would attract them. And then all sorts of bugs out in the desert would come there, and it would just zap them and zap them and zap them and zap them. And I really didn't understand that. You still there? You're still there? So I really didn't understand that because you're attracting bugs all in the desert. There's millions of them, so you're attracting them and then you're just killing them. Why not just get natural plants that are there, that are eye candy, right? That are natural, that look beautiful, and they can pair up with your garden or on your deck or around your house, that are natural and then can repel the mosquitoes that way. So the first one, so these are mosquito repelling plants. And the first one is citronella. So let's learn about citronella. It says, most of us are pretty familiar with citronella plant. I'm not, I had no idea. It says, they have a very distinct smell that doesn't sit well with mosquitoes. So if you plant these little beauties in your yard, know that they will carry a scent, but the scent is what is helping to deter your property of pests. However, citronella is an annual, so you must plant it each year. This is the only drawback in it in my book, she says. So it's interesting. I wonder what the citronella smells like. Does it not have a good smell? Or does it have like a good smell to humans? I wouldn't want like a caca smelling plant around my patio. I wouldn't want it to stink. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on. Maybe there's a better one. That was the number one. So number two, marigolds. I like that name. She says, we plant, let me get a drink of water. Hi, Christine. So it says, we plant marigolds every year in our garden. They do a lot. They deter pests and snakes from your garden as well. I didn't know that. That's cool. So you can get plants that deter a lot of insects and snakes. So there's certain plants that snakes don't like. It says, so when I found out that they deterred mosquitoes as well, I wanted to plant them everywhere. They have a very distinct odor as well. Who would have thought that mosquitoes had sensitive noses? That was a joke, she says. But they do have a very distinct taste as to what smells they don't want to be around. So those two plants have a distinct smell. Again, I would have to put my face up in there and really see what the smell smells like, because again, I don't want a stinky porch just to deter mosquitoes. Hopefully the next 8 there'll be some. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Hello, Karen. So Karen says citronella smells just like citronella wax candles. Unfortunately, I can't recall smelling citronella candles. Does it bother you, or is it a bearable smell? Now, I've heard this word before. I've seen it, but I'm really not educated on it. So the third one, I had no idea this is a plant, but it's called catnip. I know there's catnip toys where it drives cats kind of cray-cray, but let me continue. So it says catnip. Catnip is a perennial plant. This means you can plant it once, and it will come back year after year. If you don't want to have to plant something special each year to avoid mosquitoes, then you may want to consider planting a perennial. However, be advised, as great as catnip is to have around for tea or deter mosquitoes, it will also draw every cat in the neighborhood. Whoa! So it says so if you're a cat person, then you might really like the idea of growing your own catnip. I've considered growing it in the house for my house cats. She doesn't say anything about smell, but she says you will have like a cat party if you have that, you know. And then I remember seeing cats and they get like it's like ecstasy or something. They actually like it's caffeine. So I had no idea catnip was a plant. I had no idea you can grow it. I had no idea that you only have to grow it once. That could be an option right there. Although we do have a couple cats. I don't know if you've seen my rad little dance videos at night. That cat background, I saw that, and that cat's name is Vigil. Back in the day, I think I was like 17 years old, and I was running amok, and I was in Mesa, and one of my friends, I won't name his name, we just came back from this high school thing where we jumped over the fence. There's like 20 of us. We're all like hood rats, and we jumped in the pool, the high dive board, we went to this apartment, and one of my old school cats, for some reason, we were outside smoking a joint, and for some reason, this guy picked up this little cat and picked it up, and he said, "Watch this, Tom," and he threw it up against a brick wall. And I know it literally broke its back when he did that, and then it kind of just sputtered away. And that always affected me. And to believe it or not, I'm not gonna get real deep here, that person actually broke their back 5 years ago falling off a roof painting, and so he's paralyzed from the neck down. So there's something in there. That rad little background that I have reminded me exactly of that cat, and that's why I named him Vigil. So that's the name of the cat in the background of those fun videos that I do. So the fourth one is lavender. It says, this was a plant that she placed in her personal perennial flower bed. This flower bed stretches the length of the front of her house, so it seemed suitable to plant lavender there in order to keep mosquitoes away from my front porch. That way we could sit on it during the summer and not worry about being eaten alive. But beyond its mosquitoes fighting effects, it is a gorgeous and smells great too. That right there sounds like the best one, hands down. Because I love lavender tea. I love lavender soap. Lavender is one of my favorite smells. If you look at like all the potpourri, incense, flavors, you'll get a lot of lavender stuff. And so it looks beautiful, it's edible, and it smells delicious, and mosquitoes don't like them. So I'm really excited about that. And as a matter of fact, today, I'm gonna go get my lavender game on, and I'm gonna go get me a whole bunch of lavender and see if that works. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me really, really happy. Hi, Jody. Hi, Catherine. Karen says, my cat goes crazy for catnip. Love to watch her run and roll around. Do you have a catnip plant? Because I know catnip, you have to buy at a store, and it's probably a little bit expensive. Anything that's packaged is expensive, so that's why I'm always trying to get natural remedies, especially like the essential oil industry. It's like, OMG, y'all, it's like, it's such a scam. Just buy stuff in bulk and make your own essential oils, right? Okay, so the fifth one, basil, or as a lot of people would say, basil. So it says, we grow a lot of basil. I'm gonna say basil. I say basil. It's like pecan, but I'm gonna say basil. So it says, we grow a lot of basil each year in our herb garden. We love to dry it and save it to use in dishes, but we also love to use it fresh too. So it says, when I discovered the basil was a mosquito deterrent, I knew we had to keep growing it. Our herb garden is the backyard of our house, which is great because then I was covered to the back porch too. There's a bunch of misspellings there. So it says, which is really what you want to do. You want to plant these mosquito repellent plants strategically around your yard so every area is covered. When it comes to basil, lemon and cinnamon basil are the ones that come most highly recommended. Lana and I were in Orlando, and we went to this super rad garden. Probably has to be one of the coolest gardens in the world. And I remember tasting lemon and cinnamon basil, and it was delicious. I think there's a whole bunch of different variants of basil, which is really, really cool. It's like nature knows what's up. Nature knows what they're doing. Nature is such a powerful thing. I love it. And so basil, you can use it as a seasoning, as an herb, and it has kind of a strong smell, but I do like it. And so basil, I'm gonna have to get our basil on. I think Lana might have some basil already growing around here somewhere, but I'm not sure. So lavender and basil so far, number two. These two I'm definitely gonna get. And by the way, y'all, if you're in any garden groups, share this video in these garden groups, because you know, I've already learned 3 or 4 things. Mosquitoes that bite are only females. I didn't know that lavender, right, was a really, really good mosquito repellent. And so these videos I do is to just have fun, and we can play and learn. So if you're in any garden group, share this video in there. The sixth one is lemon balm. She says, we grow a lot of lemon balm around our yard for our bees. That would be kind of good, right, to get the bees over here? They absolutely love it, and it also helps us to catch swarms because it will attract bees as well. So if you enjoy the fresh scent of lemon, I do, then you'd probably enjoy planting this around your yard. We actually plant ours at the tree line of our property. That way our perimeter is mosquito protected and the bees will be out of the way as well. It says, but it is all about the layout of your property and the areas need protecting the most. For me, I needed to protect everything because my poor child couldn't go anywhere without being bitten by a mosquito. That's kind of how it is right now. I've probably got 5 mosquito bites on my legs just sitting here. So lemon balm, lemons smell delicious, right? We have a Meyer lemon tree that looks like limes, and I tell you what, it's like my top 5 smells is a Meyer lemon flower, because you know a lemon is a flower first. Most of these fruits are flowers, and vegetables are flowers first. Like my cucumbers, they're yellow flowers. They're yellow flowers, so it makes sense, right? Eat beautiful things, eat fresh things, eat organic things, eat eye candy, and treat fruit and vegetables as candy, and you'll be eye candy. You know what I'm saying? So I like that, lemon balm. So the next one, number 7, is peppermint. It says, peppermint is what saved the day around our swing set. My son loves to play on the swing set. He loves the show American Ninja Warrior. Hi-ya! So we bought him the swing set that had the climbing wall. We played on it constantly, but he was also being plagued with mosquito bites. which led me to plant mint around the swing set. It backed up to the tree line, so I didn't mind putting up lots of plants. I figured the more mint that we grew, the better, and it worked quite well. But be advertised, the peppermint deters adult mosquitoes and kills off the larvae and legs. It will take it over. If you don't want a whole lot, be sure to plant it in a pot. It says, I'm going to read that again. Be advised, while peppermint deters adult mosquitoes and kills off the larvae and eggs, it will take over. If you don't want a whole lot, so the peppermint, that plant will take over. So it's a very powerful plant. It'll like take over other plants, I think. Catherine says, nice. I used to grow up around a bunch of trees like tangerine, orange, and banana trees. Jody says, peppermint is also good to repel mice. I have sprayed so much peppermint on Buddy and in the yard, and it just hasn't worked. I've sprayed a lot of it in high doses, and it just hasn't worked. And I don't want to go get, an exterminator or terminate. I don't want to spray any of that stuff. And so, it's really green around here. I mean, listen. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like kind of like jungle-ish out here in Florida. And so maybe I just have to grow like 10 of each, all 10 plants, right? What would that be, like $100 investment, right? Maybe, spend $10 on each plant, and then put them strategically around and move them and see what's up. $100 for a lot of these are edible. A lot of them are herbs. A lot of them do smell good, right? Rather than, paying an exterminator to spray, I don't know there's probably, 100 of chemicals, that can mess with your dog, mess with your brain. And so this is why I'm doing this. And so number 8 is called citrosum. I don't know what citrosum is. It says, if you've ever gone to the nursery and seen a plant that is labeled the mosquito plant, ooh, I'm already liking this. It was probably citrosum. It smells a lot like citronella, but it isn't. So it's got a strong odor. It says, actually, it doesn't work quite as well as citronella either. It really only works if you crush the leaves and rub them on your skin. But if you'd like to have a handy and natural insect repellent, then you might want to consider growing this plant to rub on your skin. Very, very cool. Or you can make it into an essential oil. Number 9, sage. I love sage, y'all. Lana does this really, really cool thing because she meditates, I swear, like 23 hours out of 24. And she does like this clearing space, and she'll hit this little ninja drum, and then she'll burn sage to clean the area. And sage, I love sage a lot. So number 9, sage. It says, do you enjoy hanging around your fire pit over the summer? Oh, I know we do. It is a great place to gather and have a great time together creating memories. She says, well, if so, then you need to grow sage in your yard. It isn't a great mosquito repellent just by growing, but it is great if you pick some and burn it, which means when you are around your fire pit, toss some sage in it, and the smell will deter mosquitoes from hanging around. That's pretty rad. I like that. Number 10. I love this, rosemary. It says, if you don't already have sage growing, but you do grow rosemary currently in your herb garden, then there is no need to start growing something new. Sounds like it works. Instead, just use what you already have. The next time you are around your fire pit and the bugs start biting you, just browse through your herb garden for rosemary. Then toss it into the fire, the same way you would sage, and let it burn. The smell should cause the mosquitoes to go away. So, I think what I've got out of this most is smells. Mosquitoes do not like certain types of smells. I've seen some things, like these things you plug into your wall and it's noise, but it's more of like an insect, rat, rodent type thing. Let me know if you know of any device that you could plug in that's like audio that mosquitoes don't like. But from what I read here, I'm gonna get every one of these plants, spend $100 on $10 on each plant, all the way 1 through 10. And then I'll learn, right? And I'll be one with the rosemary, one with the sage, one with the citrosum, the peppermint, the lemon balm, the basil, the lavender, the catnip, the marigolds, and the citronella. And so I can see, what it looks like at night, what it looks like when the sun's on it, what it looks like in the morning, how much should I water it? What smells do I fall in love with that can also, work as a mosquito repellent? And which one look nicer? Eye candy. Which ones I can eat, how I can dry them. And so this is the way that I play, and this is the way that I learn. to just through personal experience. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Hi, Carl. Carl says, I burned sage in my home when the car and his wife came to visit. Jody says, if you drink alcohol like beer, for example, it will attract mosquitoes. Interesting. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go play. I might do another video today. Again, Miss Lana is with her father at the market. So I'm just outside enjoying. Want to say hi to buddy? Say hi one more time. Say hi. Come in. Say hi. Say hi. You a superstar? Are you a rock and rad star? Do y'all see where it says love? So go love yourself. Harvest that self-love. Get outside. Go live in the group. Right? We're giving away a brand new Breville juicer. It will be the 8th one I've given away. We're going to give that away June 1st. All you have to do is share this video in a group. Tag 3 friends and add 200 people to the group, and you all be gentle to yourself. If you have a dog, try to get kisses from it, and I'll see y'all later. Keep it raw, stay rad. Bye.